Hey guys, how's it going? It's Riley here at Wandering Willow Farms, and today I'm excited to be working on a fun little project that I've had lined up. And it's kind of been getting delayed, but we're finally going to give it a go today. So what we've got here is this old shopping cart. I actually got this at a yard sale for free, and I was going to put some bigger wheels on it and use it as a shopping cart here in the nursery. But it's a little bit top heavy, and I didn't want it to tip over. And if we're being honest, it's kind of small, so I don't think it would hold enough plants. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and take this cart and we're going to turn it into a planter today. So the first step is going to be lining it with some burlap to keep the soil in there. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. So I was able to cut up my burlap and get everything lined up, and I ended up going with a double layer of the burlap just to keep it a little more insulated, and hopefully it won't dry out quite so quickly. So now our next step is going to be filling it up with soil. So I've got a bag of Miracle-Gro here, and we're just going to fill that up, and hopefully the burlap will stay in place while we do this. And there is kind of this little ledge here, so I'm just going to try and push all the dirt that I can under there so it will not have any air bubbles once I get the plants in here. So that first bag didn't quite fill it up, so we're going to add some more soil here. So now we're finally ready for some plants. So what I'm going to be using as my centerpiece is this red Cordyline. So this is going to be the first plant we put in here. Next, for my filler plants, I'm using the Vermillionaire Cuphea. Okay, so the next plant that I'm going to be using is called the Indian Summer Petunia, and this one is kind of a pink and yellow bicolor, which makes it kind of a nice plant. And it is kind of a warmy color, so I think it'll contrast or pair nicely with the rest of the warm colors that we've got going on in here. So I'm going to be using 4 of these, one on each side, and they'll just kind of go in between my Cupheas here. So the next plant that I decided to use is a Dichondra, and I'm going to put one of these in each of the corners. And these ones have kind of a blue-green foliage color, so there'll be a nice color contrast to what I've already got in here. Plus these are pretty dramatic spillers, so they will cascade all the way down and probably even reach the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in next. So now that we've got all of my plants in here, I'm just going to kind of come around and trim up the burlap just a little bit, and I'll leave just a little bit of a lip, just so that way as it adjusts it won't sink down below the soil level. I've given the planter a couple days just to let the plants settle in, and I think the petunias are already starting to put on a bunch of new growth already. So I just want to take a second to give you guys a little bit of a closer look. Kind of see the Indian Summer Petunias. You can see they kind of emerge as this yellow color, and then as they age they get some of that pink in there. So it's kind of a unique looking plant. See the Dichondra, and this is kind of a silvery blue trailing plant. And it's another one of my favorites, so I'm also glad I was able to get some of these. You can see the Vermillionaire Cuphea, and this one is a great plant for attracting hummingbirds. So if you want to see more hummingbirds in your garden, I definitely recommend that you get some of this planted. I know that I had said I intended to plant something a little bit different into the seat compartment on the shopping cart, But I ended up just putting a Petunia there in the middle, and then I put a Dichondra on either side so it will match the rest of the container. And then as the plants fill in, I don't think he'll hardly even be able to notice that there is that separate compartment there. Now I'd just like to thank you guys for watching this video and following along with this project. And hopefully it gave you guys some inspiration for some ideas that you can incorporate into your garden in the future. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.